What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a minute since me and you sat down and chatted. Last episode was I had Kelsey on the weekend. The one before that was with Sam and Devin, and now it's just me here, alone in the apartment. We were dog sitting this weekend, which is kind of funny. Devin texted me, as I'm sure most of you know, I'm allergic to dogs. And I'm not like deathly allergic. Like people always parents overreact whenever I say I'm allergic to dogs. Like, you know, you meet someone for the first time or whatever, and you walk into their house, or anyone, I guess anyone does this, honestly. You walk into their house and the dog walks up and you don't pet it. And so they're like, well, what's up? What's wrong? And you're like, I'm allergic to dogs. And they're like, oh my God, you're allergic? I'll put him away. And you're like, no, don't punish the fucking dog because I'm allergic to it. This is my shit, all right? This is the dog's house. This isn't my shit. The dog, he sleeps here. He eats here. He's probably taken a shit inside this house a few times, you know, when he's being toilet trained. He's probably taking a piss on the floor somewhere, which means this is his fucking territory. This is his house. I'm just a guest. I come in, I should be the one in the crate. Put me in the fucking crate. Don't put the dog in the fucking crate. What are you going to put him in solitary confinement? Because I'm getting a runny nose right now. No, that's not the way it should be. Right? People always freak the fuck out. Oh, you're allergic? It's like, yeah, I'm not going to fucking drop dead because your dog came near me. No, I'm not. This isn't like a deathly peanut allergy. This is just, I get sneezy, right? And I can, you know, believe it or not, I can survive a couple sneezes. It's weird. It's like a weird thing about like being polite. I would do the same shit. I would do the exact same thing. And it's always like, you know, someone comes over, you're like, you thirsty? You hungry? What's up? What do you want? What do you need? You know, trying to be a good host. And so it's like, you know, well, hey, listen, I can just fucking put my dog down and if you want, just, you know, if you're allergic. Fuck was that? I don't know. Hello? Thought someone was here. It's like, hey, listen, I could just like, you know, take him to the vet and have him put down if you're allergic. Because you're going to be in the house, because you're going to be in my house for the next 2 hours. I can gladly do that. I can kind of just kick him out, honestly. Have him just roam the streets. It's like, no, that's not polite. Polite would be just leave the dog out and, you know, give me some Mucinex or whatever the fuck the allergy one is. Zyrtec? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But anyway, so Devin texted me last, I think it was Friday, or maybe even Thursday, and he just goes, hey, is it cool if we watch Kyle's, our buddy, he said, is it cool if we watch Kyle's dog Friday till Monday? And I was kind of like, I've always kind of toyed with the idea of potentially having a dog. Regardless, I've always been allergic, so it's always been kind of like a pipe dream. It's kind of like you know, maybe one day I'll find the perfect breed that just doesn't shed and whose hair actually grows in. And you know what I mean? And maybe I can get him, and then my immune system will eventually adapt to this new thing in my house that my body hates, and eventually we'll be living in perfect harmony in my house, and I'll have this cute little puppy that, you know, adores me, and I adore it, and, you know, the lonely hole in my heart will be finally full after all of these years. But where was I even fucking going with that? Where was I even fucking? Oh yeah. So I've always toyed with the idea of having a dog. That's always been sort of a dream of. I love dogs. I do. I love them. It's a shame that I'm allergic. It really is. And so when he texted me that, I was kind of like, well, you know, it's gonna be a pain in my ass. I'm sure I'm gonna just end up being fucking sneezy all weekend. You know, no one likes a sneezy weekend. No one wants to be sneezy on a Saturday. Sneezy Saturday. No one wants that at all. Saturday's the worst day to be sneezy. But I was like, you know, fuck it. Whatever. What kind of dog is it? And he sends me this picture of this adorable little golden retriever in like Santa ears or something. Oh, by the way, remembered my water today. So suck on my balls. You thought I didn't have my shit together. Well, guess what? It's actually, it's almost empty. I had about 2 sips left. And so this is probably the last one right here. So, sorry. You can remove my balls from your mouth. I take it back. I'm still just as unorganized as I normally am, and you're probably going to hear some weird mouth noises from here on out. So I was like, sure, what kind of dog is it? And he sent me this picture of just the most adorable, littlest, cutest little golden retriever with some Santa ears on. This picture was painfully cute. This thing, I wanted to pick this dog up and just juggle it with 2 other golden retrievers. That's how cute it was. You know, golden retriever juggling and they're laughing and I'm throwing them up in the air, you know. Don't do that at home. Don't juggle. Don't get any ideas. Don't juggle your dogs, okay? Don't do that. Don't be the dog juggler. No one likes that. And so I was like, "Oh, yeah, hell yes, dude. Absolutely get this little puppy in our house for sure." And then he's like, "Psych," and he sends this picture of this big ass fucking German Shepherd with reindeer ears on. And this thing's like sitting a little bit awkwardly. You can just tell it's like a big dog. It's a serious dog. Something very serious about a German Shepherd. When you see one, you think like, drug dog, canine police dog. You know, it just looks like he should be chasing a criminal or something. So when you see it and he's kind of sitting awkwardly and he had the reindeer ears on, but I gotta be honest, my first thought wasn't, aw, it was more, oh, that was it. This is gonna be a weekend. It's gonna be a very sneezy Saturday. And also, if you don't know, German Shepherds shed like fucking crazy. And so we got him for the weekend, and he ended up being a really, really good dog. Really good boy. He ended up being a really, really good boy. And yeah, he was just dope, like really chill. I think he might have been a rescue, so maybe he's got some fucking issues. I don't know, but he was really chill and like a really good dog. We played with him, and he didn't bark or anything. He wasn't crazy when people came over. He was more just like mellow. He's just kind of, he would wait by the door. I think maybe some separation anxiety or something, which is probably sad, but you know, they can't talk, so it's just kind of like, well, I guess he's just going to sit by the door and wait, which is, if he wants to do that, then sure, I'll be over here playing Mario Kart, dog. Let me know if you want to pick up the sticks. And it was, yeah, man, it was good. He does the paw thing, you know, he sits. That one's good. He doesn't really stay, but then you hold out your hand, he kind of puts his paw on the thing, which is always fucking cute as hell. I just don't know how to do dogs. I don't know how to have a dog. I was like, oh, this would be fun. This would be my first foray. I don't know what word I'm looking for there, but my first venture into being a dog dad. And I think I touched it only a handful of times. If I pet it, I would just go wash my hands right away, which he probably found a little bit insulting, right? Touching something, then immediately washing your hands every single time. It got kind of weird. Like the very first day on Friday, Devin comes home with the dog. Or no, the owner dropped it off at our place, and we caught up a little bit, and then the owner left, and then Devin was like, well, I got a meeting in Hollywood. And I was like, so what do you mean you're leaving? He's like, yeah. I was like, you're taking the dog? He's like, no, I'm just going to leave the dog with you. You're going to be home, right? And I was like, well, yeah, but... And then he just like left, and I was like standing, just staring at this giant German Shepherd. I've never been alone with a dog before, ever. How fucking weird is that? I've never been alone with a dog. It was so weird. I was like, this thing is now like kind of depending on me to like make sure it doesn't like, I don't know, eat something fucked up. Like this dog could, I don't know, it could like die, and I would be responsible. I've never been responsible for anything else except for me. It was a weird feeling, man, but it was cool. That's what having a dog's all about. And it got to a weird point where I was like, I think he knew I wasn't going to touch it because, you know, the allergies thing. So it was kind of like just like a nice, we both had our boundaries, right? Like nice mutual respect going on. His name was Harvey. Harvey and me, we saw eye to eye. We knew that we had our shit going on. We had our individual shit. He liked to sit by the door. I liked to play Mario Kart. And after a while, it was like a nice, it was a good balance. You know, it was good. Man, I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this. It was just like a really weird thing in my life, all of a sudden being a dad for a weekend. But it was cool. It was cool. I think I don't know. There might be some potentially something going on that might end up in a dog being in our apartment more often. Don't want to jinx it. Don't want to say any more. But that there's some talks in the works. There's some things going on with certain people where there might be a dog that could be in our apartment sometimes. Who knows? I don't know. We're we're still figuring things out. What have I been fucking up to? Just so much, man. November is going to be the busiest month. It already has been super busy, and it's just going to be the busiest month. This is actually something that I kind of wanted to talk about with you guys. And that's okay. When I started this podcast, it was more to talk about things that were on my mind. I wanted to talk about something in a in a medium that wasn't an edited video for YouTube, right? I wanted like kind of like a longer form place where I could come and just like talk about the shit that was on my mind and just hope people had somewhat of an interest in what I was thinking or what I was doing and whatnot. And then it sort of evolved into being more of an entertainment medium. How can I make this a solid hour of entertainment? So I would come up with notes and bits and whatnot beforehand. And I think it was good that it evolved that way. I think at a certain point I was like, well, most podcasts, I'm not a fan of like the vlogs that are just people like, hey, this is what I'm eating today and stuff like that. And it's like, that's been done a billion times. How can you make something that's legitimately entertaining? Because I think that's always the stuff that takes off the most in entertainment, obviously. Just said the most blatantly obvious thing. Entertaining things is actually what's surprisingly the most successful in terms of entertainment. Weird, hey? Weird how that works. Wait, Noelle just texted me, what the fuck? Oh yeah, because we got this new fucking audio interface, this thing right here. If you're watching on YouTube, you could see that thing right here. We bought this new thing, so we have like a little portable one that we could bring around so we could do our new podcast at Noelle's place and whatnot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a podcast together, Noelle and I. It's called Tiny Meat Gang Podcast. It's on Patreon, patreon.com/Tiny Meat Gang. Anyways, we bought this new thing because we got that Patreon motherfucking money now, dog. And so we bought this thing so we could record all over the place because we're also thinking about doing a live episode on the promenade eventually. But I plugged it in today to test it because I was going to record this episode on it, and it only recorded on one side. So if you know how to fix that, if you have any sort of knowledge on audio interfaces or anything more, I just know nothing about audio shit. And I'm slowly learning, but whenever I get something new like this, it's like, all right, now just fucking press a button and turn the knobs until the shit sounds right. And then you end up recording on our last episode, I plugged the wrong mic in, and it was just recording. Instead of going through my normal mixer and everything, we're talking into these microphones, the one that I'm talking into right now. Basically, when I talk into this, the sound goes to a mixer that's over here, and then the mixer goes into my computer via USB, and then that's what's recorded, right? So we were talking into these same microphones, and I had plugged an entirely other microphone into the thing, which was sitting across the kitchen table. So that's the one that was picking up the audio. So we're talking into these microphones like idiots because they're not doing anything. They're not receiving anything. And that's a really funny thought if you think about that. An hour of us talking into microphones, just that we're just props, basically, at that point. Just fake microphones, just because we liked, I don't know, cylindrical objects in our hands. Nope. What the fuck was I talking about? So I started the podcast. It eventually became, how can I make this entertaining? And then I realized like along the way, I kind of like lost the fact that I just lost faith in my idea before that, like, I could just talk about shit and that's on my mind and people might find it interesting. I don't think that's a good or bad thing, but I just think when there's something actually on my mind now, I don't want to talk about it on here. And the thing that has been on my mind recently, which I feel like I should bring up, is focus. because I think it's a good topic. And I think we all, I don't know. It's like, what do I, a lot of you probably have 9 to 5. So you go 9 to 5, you come home, you're tired, you watch TV, but a lot of you probably have shit you want to do that you're not doing. I know I was in the exact same boat when I had a job. I had a lot of like apps and shit I wanted to write on my own, but it was like after I got home, I was tired. And now that I'm out of that world and I'm in this world of like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna end up making the amount of money I end up making, the amount of influence, I guess I end up, I don't know, the amount of clout, the amount of clout that I end up amassing, whatever. It's all at my own discretion. It's like however much I'm willing to work on it is how much I'm gonna get out of it, right? It's not like you go to a job and it's like, all right, your boss tells you what to do. As long as you get it done, you're good. You keep your job. This is more like, if I don't do shit, I'm going to be broke. And, no one's going to give a fuck about what I have to say. So what does that lead to for me? That leads to just like, I guess, working on as many fucking things as I possibly can. Right? You got the main channel, the YouTube. It all started with Vine, I guess. But then when that died and I started doing YouTube, it was like, all right, YouTube, I was figuring out my format and all that stuff. And then eventually, I was doing vlogs in the beginning on my channel, or I was doing like these weird sit-down videos where I'd kind of write out a stand-up bit and then perform that that was one of my oldest videos on YouTube. And then I started vlogging because I thought like that was kind of like where, I don't know, the YouTube platform was headed with David Dobrik and everything. And then I was like, well, maybe I should do commentary stuff instead, because on Vine, people love when I fucking made fun of Weekly Chris for whatever the fuck reason. And so maybe I should do more of that stuff, and that's what ended up like working, I guess, for my channel. And then I created this podcast, kind of, so I had a longer form medium. Should I get some more water? I'm hearing the fucking mouth noises now. I'm hearing them. They're pissing me off. I'm gonna re-up on the water. I'll be right back. So then I started the podcast, which I really enjoyed doing. And then, as the podcast grew and evolved, I had Noel on. And those episodes were always the ones that got the most amount of views and engagement, I guess. Probably because he's funnier than me, but also probably because, there's just good. I think we have good banter. We bounce off each other nicely, and it's. I think those episodes end up being a little bit more fun. They're more fun to record for sure. So at a certain point, it was like, well, as much as I hate to look at the numbers, it's like you kind of have to. People always say that they'll write comments, I like your individual episodes. I like your ones with guests. I don't like your individual ones. Your ones with Noel are so funny, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, at the end of the day, how do you make sense of all the noise, right? You have to look at the numbers. That's why YouTube provides you analytics like that, is so you can make strategic choices. So eventually it was like, well, these ones are the ones that clearly are the most viewed and commented and liked or whatever. So let's start our own thing. Because why wouldn't we at this point, right? And so, at a certain point, I was like, well, should we start a brand new one? Should I just have him be a permanent co-host on this one? Because this one already has an audience, blah, blah, blah. And we decided the best way to do it would be to start it on Patreon so we could generate some revenue right away and he could, not look for jobs and all that shit. So now we have that. And as an extra 4 episodes a month plus 1 bonus episode a month. So 5 more episodes a month of an hour-long podcast that I'm committing myself to when I already have 1 or 2 a week for this one. And then now I have the other channel and then we put the Tiny Meat Gang ones on YouTube and on iTunes for free a week later, which is just like more administrative fucking shit to deal with. And then not to sound overly bitter, it's just like whenever you make a decision like this, there's always it's just stuff you got to do, It's like a to-do list. All right, every week we're like, we got to record ours, we got to master it, we got to put the Patreon upsell in front of it, we got to throw it on Vimeo, and then we got to throw it on Patreon, and then a week later we got to put it on YouTube and iTunes with a free upsell edited in. It's all this. It's just a bunch of shit, right? Once you got it down, you got it down. But then I got this third channel now with vlogs that I have my intern basically running, but I still do a final edit on those. And so that's another video that I'm editing. But then I got my main channel where it's like, that one is the most, that's the most amount of subscribers, the most amount of people watching. So it's like, why aren't I putting more effort into that? And now we got music stuff that we're working on. And we have an EP coming out December 15th that we've been working very hard on. And then I've acting class every week, and then I'm not trying to say I'm the busiest person in the world at all. I hate when people brag about how busy they are. Basically, I'm just trying to say that I'm spreading myself very thin. I still have time to chill out and whatnot, but it's like, I guess when I'm working on something, there's a whole bunch of other shit on my mind too. Because I'm like, well, how can I take this? I got the merch thing now. I have acting class. I'm still doing a little bit of stand-up. And so it's just, I'm just like, I guess what I'm trying to say is this is a little bit confused. I don't know. Like I think I'm good at making strategic decisions in terms of like, all right, Noel and I, our episodes were the most popular, so we should make our own podcast. But then it's like, what should I do with this one? I like doing this one, but already the new one has more traction than this one has ever had. It's higher in the charts. We're getting more views on YouTube without even promoting the channel. We have tons of money now on Patreon. So thank you, by the way, if you're a contributor. So it's like, now do I put more focus on that one and then make less of an emphasis on this one? I don't know. There's certain decisions that are easy and certain decisions that are very hard to do. And it's actually, you know what? This is actually a good time to bring up. I make fun of Gary Vee a lot, just because I think I kind of lump him in with the quasi-motivational dudes, Ty Lopez, all those guys, right? That talk, I've said this a million times, vague, and they motivate you and they capitalize on hope, I guess. And Gary Vee, I always kind of lumped in with them, even though Gary Vee, I think, is actually pretty smart. And I think not to say the other guys aren't, but Gary Vee, I think, actually provides like real value. Like, and the reason why I think that, and the reason why what changed my mind, I guess, is I watched a video from him, and he was talking about succeeding as an entrepreneur, I guess. And he's like, a lot of the times I see people that want to achieve something, but they're not willing to let whatever they have go and leave that behind, right? You have people that are making a good salary, and they want to keep making a good salary. And so, whatever they truly want to work on, if they really wanted to go heads down on that, they would have to leave their salary behind. They'd have to live out of their car for a year, and they'd have to forget that way of life, start from scratch. It's like really the only way that they'd be able to make whatever it is that they want to make happen. And I thought that was actually really insightful, because you see, I'm guilty as fuck about that. I'm guilty as fuck, I don't want to shut this channel down because it has a lot of people that like watching these episodes, and it's like, I guess I would never shut it down, but I'm saying change this channel, right? Maybe I'll just make it my second channel and have just put bloopers and outtakes and more videos, and just even this, when I want to, sit down and just fucking chat, But, and if I did that, then I'd have more time for these new episodes, which I probably should be doing, because right now that one shows more potential, right? But I don't want to do that because this is, I already have people that like watching this channel. They like the current format. It makes money. Advertising revenue, of course, YouTube ad revenue, not yet reading ad revenue. But it's like, how can I guess, should I make that hard decision and shut this one down? I don't know. And I would like to hear your opinion on this, because I'm curious, or it's about you too, right? I do this for you guys. But focus, man. That's really weird. This new shit that I bought, Focusrite. That's what it's called. Focusrite. It's a damn sign. And all the while, I should be focusing on my main channel. That's what I should be focusing on, because that's the thing with the most amount of subscribers and everything. So why am I all of a sudden working on fucking music when I have no background in music, and I have no business working on rap songs? There's tons of people already doing that shit. Why am I butting my nose in there? I don't know, because it's fun. I like to start new things. But at a certain point, especially when my income and my livelihood depends on it, it's like, all right, you gotta make these decisions, because and I guess I'm just learning that. I feel like now I've had, Devin and I started a company in the past. It was a software company, and of course I've had software jobs before, but right now I feel like the most entrepreneurial, I guess, in my endeavors, even though everything's creative. It's also like, how can I, look at what's working. Let's figure out what, now my merch sales aren't as high as they were before. So let's revamp the line. Let's, I don't know. Just everything. It's a whole bunch of shit, right? I'm taking this month off acting classes so that I can focus on music because I think there might be some potential there. I don't really know. There's no real lesson here. I wanted to come at you guys with a solution. How do you make the right decision? How do you pick what to focus on? I don't know. I don't know the answer. It was more of just like a discussion, I guess. I don't know the answer. I'm figuring it out though. Hopefully my plan is I'll spread myself thin and I'll work on a whole bunch of different shit until something really, really takes off, and then I'll pour more energy into it. I'll always work on a bunch of different stuff. I want to be like a multifaceted, like creative person, but until one thing really takes off, I'm just going to be just a thin piece of mortadella. That's what I'm going to be in my priorities. I'm just going to blanket myself like a thin layer of hummus on a turkey sandwich. You ever had that? Hummus on a turkey sandwich? You wouldn't suspect it's that good, but it's fucking bomb. It's fucking bomb. I had a really good. Just moving on to just other shit. I read a really good shrimp burger the other day. Really, really good. Really good. If you live near this area, there's a place on Abbot Kinney called La Tostaria or something. I don't know. La Tostarita, something like that. And it's really, really good. It's fish. You can get like octopus and stuff like that, which I'm a big fan of. But this burger in particular, this is the way they make this shit. They put a bunch of cheese on a skillet, and they cook it until the bottom is like nice and brown, I guess. And then they drop shrimp on the top, and they fold the cheese over on top. And then like that's basically the patty. It's just shrimp and cheese. And it's got this great sauce and this fucking moist ass bun. The shit is banging. It's a banging shrimp burger. La Tostaria or something like that. I don't know. Probably isn't truly helpful to you until I can actually remember the real name of the restaurant. You can look it up, but it's on Abbot Kinney. It's a new place. These motherfucking places on Abbot Kinney flip every goddamn 2 months. I swear to God. Someone moves in, some new store moves in, and then in a month realize they can't do enough sales to afford the rent price on Abbot Kinney, which also increases probably 90% every month. And then they move out, and just the fucking Adidas store moves in again. It's funny, Adidas like went from selling. I went to Adidas the other day because I wanted those fucking, those like compression tights that dudes wear in the gym. I'm gonna get a pair of those. Okay, fucking sue me. I like the way they look, and it's like I can wear pants, but not lifting pants. I can still wear shorts, but have the compression pants. I don't know why. All right. I told my sister I was going to get a pair of those, and she was like, me and my boyfriend make fun of people who wear those all day at the gym. I don't know why they're at the gym all day, but she said that. And so I was like, guilty. I want a pair of those fucking things. I don't know why. And so I went to Adidas to get a pair of those, and I realized Adidas just straight up does not sell athletic gear anymore. It's not an athletic company. It's just fashion. Maybe it's just the store around here. But I went into the one in Toronto. It was the exact same way. It was just really cool, like sweaters and weird shit that was kind of looks like an athlete streetwear hybrid, but it's like you couldn't actually ever do a sport in that shit. Like, what are you gonna do? Throw on a Adidas? I bet you'd just be like sweating, or you'd be too cold or something. It's just not made for anything other than looking good. That's what it is. And I didn't realize that, and I walked in and I was like, well, I'm not gonna find my tights here. If you know any good, I'm in the market for some real good tights. So, if you know of any good tights, shoot them my way. What else is going on? We recorded today. I'm tired because I'm tired. You know what? Actually, I want to do. I posted a video today. It was my idea to basically. I was like, it might be funny to I've done videos in the past where I read dirty fan fiction about myself, which people write, and I had no idea that it even existed until I found out that it did. And then I was like, this is going to be great for a video. And then I found out that everyone has been doing videos like that for a decade, and I was just kind of late to the trend. But the videos ended up being kind of funny because I liked the way I ended up editing it. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to do episode 3, but I'm going to do it with my girlfriend, and we're going to read these dirty fanfics together, and she's going to read it and I'm going to read it, and it's going to be very uncomfortable and awkward, which it absolutely ended up being extremely uncomfortable. I think the video ended up being very funny, and it was fun to read them, but it's just a very awkward thing to read these gruesome stories that other people have written about you with, the own person that you just do that shit with in real life anyways. And so I posted that this morning. I filmed it yesterday. I edited it yesterday night and this morning, and then I posted it. And let's actually read some of the comments. Here for the old people comments. Video comes in second. Nice. Okay. This shit was funny. I like her. Edit. Not that my opinion matters, but she's just cute and funny. Thanks, Mia Smith. Shout out to Kelsey. Sorry, Jesus. I'm doing the mouth thing. I really am. Nothing's working. What do? I just got to take a big chunk of Vaseline and toss it in my mouth and just rub. Would that help, or would that make it worse? Would that be like peanut butter sort of, but just less flavor? Vaseline, you just only get the consistency and no real, I need to lube the inside of my mouth or something. So is there mouth lubricant? Is that, is that a thing? Walk into CVS. Hey, I'm looking for mouth lube. You got any mouth lube? No? Just normal lube? All right, that's not going to work. I need mouth lube. He's like, well, you can use it in your mouth. It's like, yeah, but this isn't for sex, okay? I have a podcast, and my mouth gets dry, and I make mouth noises. So I need mouth lube. Podcast mouth lube. If that exists, hit me up with the link for that. Podcast mouth lube. And if it doesn't, then maybe I have my new project. Maybe I'm going to spread myself just a little bit thinner. Dude, bruh, get yourself a new phone. Your shit's all fucked up. I know, dude. I know, bruh. I know, dude. I know, bruh. The problem with my phone is that, you know what, actually, okay, here, I'll just continue. I'll just carry on one thought for more than 5 seconds for once in this fucking podcast. The lens is super busted on my phone, and so whenever I take a Snapchat or a Instagram or whatever, it's just foggy. It just looks like I'm taking a video at night in the fog. You can't see anything. You're not even close to being able to see anything, and it's because the lens is totally fucked up. I've been trying to get this new one, the iPhone X. I tried to buy it when I tried to pre-order it when the pre-orders first came out, and Apple gave me a shitty fucking error. So then I apparently the Apple store gets shipments every day, so I've been trying to get one, and I'll get one soon, and then you guys can stop commenting on how shitty my camera is on my phone, because I know that. Also, another thing about spreading myself a little bit too thin over all these things is no matter what, all of these things require novel ideas and content and shit like that. And it's I hope I'm not gonna run out of that shit. I hope one day I'm just not going to be squeezed completely clean of ideas. Just a used idea lime wedge on the fucking, just sitting at my table, just not knowing what the fuck to do. I hope that's never the case, honestly. And it doesn't, I'm not saying it feels like that. I'm just hoping, I'm just not going to do every single idea there is. Listen, if PewDiePie can still do a video every fucking day, then I feel like there's just a never-ending well of... You can never run out of ideas, truly. Just Joe wrote, it's fiction because Cody's ability to achieve orgasm in these. Woo! That was actually funny. In terms of old jokes, Just Joe. In terms of jokes in general, Just Joe's the master. He's always the funniest. The funniest comment on all my videos is this guy, Just Joe. Kelsey kind of looks like Alexander Dodidro. I don't know who that is. I see your eye is still messed up from all the ass eating. Dude, you got to pace yourself. Well, no, my eye is good now. The shit popped. Believe that or not. Ripley's, believe that or not. The shit popped. I was doing the hot compress on it over and over and over again, and finally this shit just ruptured. How gross is that? And just leaked down my face, and now it's like almost completely healed. So I'm hoping that this shit never happens again because it sucked. If you're at a sty, shout out Sty Gang. Y'all know the pain that it just sucked, man. It was a lot of pressure, and people looked at me really weird. I said this on the Tiny Meat Gang podcast. We just did a bonus episode, so no one's going to see it unless you contribute on Patreon. But I was saying I was at a bar on Saturday, and I had to meet, or I'd met. It was like for Kelsey's friend's birthday, and so I was meeting some people, and I had this big old thing on my eye, and the first girl I met, or the first girl I said hi to, was a girl that I'd met before, and she's like, "Hi, good to see you. What's up with your eye? You must be thinking about it." I was like, God damn it. Well, I mean, yeah, but now I'm thinking about it even more. I walked into the bar all confident. I'm like, forget about it, dude. You got this. Just drink, and it's just an eye thing. People will see you for your personality and all that stuff. And she just completely just fucking absolutely bats down that idea out of the air, blocks the shit out of that. How's your eye? You must be thinking about it. Oh, fuck. Nice video with your granddaughter, Cody. Looking forward to when you come back from your vacation. Really missing you over here at the elderly care. Fucking goddamn it with the old comments. I feel like there's never any normal comments on your videos, just top comments. I wish I could be part of the top comment club. Well, then you gotta write good shit, dog, or you just gotta write lame old jokes. This drew me to fulfillment. Got my dick out. Hope this gonna be good. Hope you thought it was good. That was 6 replies. I will personally pay you to continue making these. All right, do it. Hit the PayPal. Oh, his GF's voice is really nice. Yep. Indeed it is. Why the fuck is that pineapple still in more videos than Noel? Dude, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't even know where these fucking pineapples came from, honestly. They're just like all of a sudden they're here, and now they're in all of my videos. That's my permanent co-host. This is a shitty white gold white people pineapple. So then today I posted that video, finished editing it this morning, posted it, and then Noel came over. We filmed that episode, and then we wrote lyrics for a while for one of our songs, and now I'm recording this. And then, I've been fucking hitting the gym again recently too. I've been getting back into it, baby. I'm getting back into it, and it feels good. Yeah, goodish. It feels goodish. Feels goodish. I'm not 100% back in it yet, but I'm working on it. I'm getting back. By back in it, I mean like motivated. I want to get back to the point where I'm like, fucking gym? Hell yeah, let's fucking do it. I'm pumped. Right now it's like, gym? Well, I could work on something. Okay, I gotta go. I started playing Mario Odyssey on Nintendo Switch, which is a lot of fucking fun. Really, really good game. Really good game. That's going to be good for planes. Which will be great for my trip. I'm leaving the 9th, which makes all the shit that I have to do for December even more stressful because I'm going to Miami, and then I'm going to Israel, and then I'm going to Calgary and Montana, and then back to LA. So it's going to be like a long like Christmas travel trip or whatever. And so Mario Odyssey is definitely going to come in handy. I think that people say the Switch is like the best thing for planes, and I really hope that's true. Best thing for planes. Xanax Nintendo Switch. Not together. All right, guys. That's all I have for you today. I'm kind of like I said, I'm a lime wedge today. Just squeezed fresh, squeezed. I'm fresh out of content, really, and the way I just botched that sentence is proof of that. So I love you guys. I don't know, do I? And keep it real. If you want to follow the Twitter, insanely_chill. If you want to contribute to the Patreon, it's patreon.com/tinymeatgang. I think we're at like 1,400 patrons now, so that's crazy. And the bonus episode will be out actually before this one. So the bonus app that's only on Patreon is out now. So if you want to take a look at that, then you can do that. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Remember to focus. Remember to focus right.